we got to see games are being played in spring training, and it's that great moment when I honestly, there's no microscope that you could find to detect how little I care about the end results of these games. It's just I
What?
like having a game on. Oh, your team won. Yeah, but by the end, they were minor leaguers. The guy number 88 was pitching. Number 94 was at the plate. These aren't real games. It's nice to see the players. It's nice to see players in new uniforms and everything like that. But I'm not going, come on, drive them in, let's go. No, these are not counting towards the stands. You just want to make sure you're mainly seeing if someone's coming back from an injury, do they look healthy? If a pitcher's on there were question marks. Is there, the pitches snapping off? And if it's the first time, you can kind of say, oh, what's his name? This guy's trying to win a roster spot. This guy's trying to extend his career by a year. And that's fun to see some people in uniform, like that, especially the ones who are trying to stay alive. But this spring training is adding a brand new wrinkle. And we
Yeah.
saw in a Red Sox Braves game in Northport, Florida, uh, uh, Cal Conley of the Braves, with 2 outs, bases loaded, full count, tie game, and Conley wasn't ready to hit by the time the pitch clock ran down, and he was called out. And because it's a spring training game and you allow for ties in a spring training game, out, that's the end of the game. And a lot of people this is like the first time we're seeing a pitch clock in the major leagues. And there was a lot of people saying, can you imagine? It's a game 7 of the World Series, and this is blah, 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 blah.
Blah blah blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's why you dust off the cobwebs and get used to things in spring training.
Yes.
Okay? This is
Evolution.
Yeah, it's called let's try this new thing out. I had to, when I saw Cal Conley was involved in it, I had to see if he was the Red Sox pitcher or the Braves hitter. I don't know who Cal Conley is. This isn't exactly a rundown of two Titans staring down with the season on the line. This is a game being played in February. So, yeah, it may take a few weeks to get used to the pitch clock. But guess what, folks? Those few weeks are called spring training. And by the time we get to Thanksgiving morning, when it's late November and it's game 7 of the World Series this late November, because I think that's how far we push the playoffs now, people will get into the rhythm of, okay, we got to get in the box, get the pitcher go to be pitching within the pitch clock. Instead of stepping out, stepping in, stepping out, stepping in. So, I don't have a problem with it. I'm glad it happened in a game on February 24th or 25th, whenever it happened, as opposed to in a playoff game. Thoughts? What do you think about this whole pitch clock situation?
I absolutely love the new pitch clock. I see people complaining about it. I never understood why baseball players were allowed to do the Macarena between every pitch because it just
Mm-hmm.
slowed down the game for no reason. Imagine Pat Mahomes did a set of burpees between every pass. That would basically be the equivalent to what these baseball players are doing because it makes absolutely no sense. And I never understood why they had to go out there and do this whole routine between every pitch. Like, baseball players now are getting 30 seconds on the pitch clock, right? I believe the batters have to be in the batter's box with 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. So you have like 22 seconds to readjust and do whatever. Basketball players, they have 24 seconds on the shot clock. You're telling me within 22 seconds, you can get back into the batter's box and refix your gloves and everything? Basketball teams are running whole plays, having whole sequences in 24 seconds. And baseball players are struggling just to get in the batter's box in 30 seconds, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. We've already seen the effect on these Major League Baseball games. Some of these games have been around 2 hours and 35 minutes, which is taking like 25 to 30 minutes off regular season games, which which would be absolutely phenomenal. I think the D-backs had two of the three longest games on Saturday. That was because they had like 20 runs and 40 hits combined in both of those games. That's why those games were 3 hours long. Those games are just 3 hours and 5 minutes long, the average pace of play for a normal baseball game. And you had 20 runs and 40 hits in those games. So I think pace of play this season will be greatly affected. I think these games will be flying by, and these will be tight Major League Baseball games, which I'm a fan of. Some people want to be at the ballpark for 4 to 5 hours. I don't. I love Major League Baseball, but I want it to be a part of my day and not the whole day. I want to still be able to do something after a game or before a game. And the fact that I can maybe now go to a ballpark at 4 o'clock and be out there by 6:30, I think that's really appealing to me as a fan.
Well, it's also sometimes some really great movies are like they're quick to the point. They keep moving. You want
Yeah.
to keep moving. I know I keep saying I'm watching a lot of 1970s games on YouTube. It's incredible to see. Here's the pitch to Johnny Bench. Fouled it off. Throw it back. All right. Gets the sign from Gene Tennis. And here's the pitch. Fouled it off. Like, oh, we got like two pitches within 30 seconds. By the way, I'm going to do this right now. I got my electronic phone here. It's my
Okay.
timer is set for 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 30 seconds. Now, go. All right. I'm adjusting my gloves.
All right.
Adjusting my gloves. And oh, I'm the pitcher. I think I need another ball. Here. Throw it back. Oh, quickly. I'm going to run out. Yeah, remember, they got the runner at third. Got it. I'm going to run back. Okay. Let me adjust this. Okay, he's adjusted that. He's got a couple of signs from the third base coach. We still have 7 seconds. And now I'm going to get down, and here comes the pitch.
Wow.
So are you telling me you can't get everything you need to get done for each pitch in that amount of time? I think, by the way, I also think the time and running out to talk to the pitcher, including the manager. No, that's within the 30 seconds. You run out there and run back. That cuts down. Maybe that means you do a couple extra signs. You get the sign from the third base coach doing that. There's plenty of time to do all of that. And in that 30 seconds, that could be brought to you by FanDuel or Built Bar or whatever sponsor there is for the game. No free rides.
Yeah.
So, but like, yeah, that's more than enough time to get everything you need done. Nomar can even do the yappa, not the Nomar's playing, remember the yabba dabba yabba dabba yabba dabba yabba dabba boop 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 boop. No, you still have 15 seconds left.
Yeah,
So
and we're slowly introducing a little bit more electronic communication as well between these pitchers and catchers, where you don't have to go out there and run
right.
from catcher to pitcher every time to the mound. Now you could just talk to them in your ear and make it so much easier for you. So we see communication be sped up. We're getting quicker to the action between pitchers. Like, I don't understand why people are being upset that we're getting more action more efficiently, quicker in our face, and we're going to see it from the pitch clock. We're going to see it with a band of shifts. Even the bigger bases, I know some of them look like pizza boxes, but that's going to lead to an increase with the new pickoff rule attempts as well. We can only have 2 pickoff attempts per a plate appearance. Like, we're going to see, I think, a huge boom in offense. I saw a stat the other day where it's like teams that have a below 240 OBP or something. Like 10 years ago, there was like maybe one team with below a 240 OBP in the entire Major League Baseball. This past season, there was like 12 teams with a below 240 OBP or something like that. Like, we're seeing offense slowly. We talk about the 3 true outcomes. It's really true. We see offenses in teams across Major League Baseball slowly lead to more strikeouts, less walks, and try to hit more home runs. And like, that's not a very entertaining way to watch baseball. That's not a really fun style to watch. We want to see a little bit more chaos on the bases. We want to just see more action overall. Just sometimes even small ball baseball where there's just a runner on second, maybe hit a single to right field. Now the guy's going from second to home or going from first to third, something like that. We just want to see a little bit more chaos because it was getting a little bit too rigid with how the game was playing before. It was getting too templated, I think.
Yeah, and you got fewer highlight plays because there was no highlight play if the ball's hit right to where the person's positioned. That's not a
Yeah.
highlight play.
I don't want to
And
see defense. Who cares?
but also, if I'm going to see
Personally.
defense, I want to see someone making a dive for it.
Yeah.
I want to see. I like first to third. base hit to right field, got you running from first to third. I like, taking that extra base. I like a runner on first base, and they're going to go, instead of saying, well, statistically, it's not very worth the risk. I don't care. I'm not here for let's watch the safest statistical account. Like, no, I want us to have something fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
bring back. Yeah, well, let's see more high variance players like Juan Pierre. He might steal 50 bases, but he also might get caught stealing 25 times
I
in the
love
season.
them. I love them. I love speed and stolen bases. And at least when you watch it, are they going to go? He's going, as opposed to, well, of course he's not going, because has a success rate of 71%, which is not statistically needed to run, be fast, try, do something risky. And I'm all for it. I'm all for
Yeah,
anything that does that. And I'm also for, let's keep the pace going here. Hey, we just demonstrated 30 seconds. You do a lot in 30 seconds. You can adjust a lot in your body, get a lot of signs, get set, and even throw the ball in and throw the ball back, and still have 5-6 seconds left to spare. Let's keep it moving. Kind of like when you and I are doing this show, we like to keep it moving. Any parting
yeah.
thoughts?
Yeah, I was just gonna say my easy prediction for this year: teams with speed are going to kill this season. So once again, the homer call. Watch out for the D-backs. So they might be the fastest team in baseball this year.
Well, there you go. There's our homework call of the day. And thanks so much for making
Yeah.
Locked On MLB and Locked On Diamondbacks your first two listens of the day. For your third listen, check out Locked On Fantasy Baseball. Win your leagues by listening to Matt and Dom every day as they bring you the best fantasy draft strategies. Find Locked On Fantasy Baseball wherever you get your podcasts on YouTube. And you could listen to them, win your league, and say, once again, we're listening to the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. That's right.
That's right.
Live reads don't get any smoother than that. Did I start reading the wrong line? Yeah, maybe I did. Maybe I did. But you know what? That's how it works here. It's spring training. I'm getting the arm loose. I'll tell you, by the time the season begins, my ad reads are going to be smooth. They'll be falling right off the table. Hey, Miller Thomas, where can people follow you?
Hey, you can follow me on Twitter for my personal account at CreatorThomas24. Follow the show account. Just type in Locked On Diamondbacks, both Twitter, Instagram for the podcast handle. We're on all your podcasting platforms. And please hit subscribe on the Locked On Diamondbacks YouTube channel.
And you can follow us at Locked On MLB Pods on Twitter and on Instagram. I'm your pal Sully. I'm at Sully Baseball on Twitter, Sully Baseball Podcast on Instagram. Talking about Manny Machado sticking around and that pitch clock winding down. This has been a Locked On MLB, Locked On Diamondbacks crossover. I'm your host, Paul Francis Sullivan. That's Miller Thomas. Let's fist bump for another week.